November 19th, 2021. I don't think we can keep ignoring the sheriff's statements. This image here was in Tiger King 2, and it was the first time I had ever seen it. And if you zoom this out, you'll be able to read it yourself, or go to bigcatrescue.org/TK2, the number 2, bigcatrescue.org/TK2, and you can read it there. I'd suggested this to Howard for the media frenzy caused by Detective Garcia holding a press conference saying inappropriately, and then walking back a few minutes later from saying, Carole Baskin is our prime suspect, to saying everyone is a suspect but him. I watched Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Detective Garcia's press conference on November 18th, 2021, and he continues to repeat the same untruths stated by Sheriff Chronister right after Tiger King Murder, Mayhem, and Madness aired in March of 2020. I've given the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office the benefit of the doubt that the people saying I was not assisting with their office in finding Dawn just weren't there in 1997 and didn't know that I had given detectives I don't know if that's George or Jorge, Jorge, I'm going to say George, Detectives Jorge Fernandez and L. Lingo unfettered access to the property. I had conversed with them on a number of times, sharing everything I could find, including the phone records, court records, and potential witnesses. I didn't log every conversation or visit with them in my diary, but I've posted online a video recording of every time that I did note. As you can see in the screenshots, there were 10 posts at least. The 1992 post was because, and I don't know if his name was Larry Lingo or if this L stands for Lieutenant Lingo, but anyway, it's L. Lingo, was the officer on a report involving Dawn and stolen property. After witnessing the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office saying things about me that were not true, after they were apparently misled, like millions of others, by the false narrative in Tiger King Murder, Mayhem, and Madness, I just don't trust them to be objective. Detective Garcia calls me Baskins, which is something only the animal abusers do. He went on to say that he had come to know big cat sanctuary owners throughout Hillsborough County, and there aren't any big cat sanctuaries in Hillsborough County, although there are a number of roadside zoos and backyard collectors who have a reason to wish to silence me. In the past year, I've directed Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office to talk to my attorney or check their own files, but instead they continue to say that I'm refusing to assist in finding Dawn. In the press conference, Detective Garcia refused to discuss the revelation in Tiger King 2 of what appears to be a report from the special agent in charge at the FBI in this Homeland Security Document, which says, quote, Don Lewis is currently alive and well in Costa Rica, unquote. This was reported to Jorge Fernandez of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office by the SAC, that's the special agent in charge, at the FBI, according to this letter. While they have purposely redacted the SAC's name and date, we do know that there wasn't a Homeland Security until November 2002, which was 5 years after Don Lewis left home in Tampa, Florida. There is nothing that I know and haven't shared about Don's disappearance, and yet this report from the FBI, sent to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, has been withheld from me and the public. That has to make you wonder why. Howie is afraid they won't take kindly to being called out this way, so he suggested the following public statement, and for now I'm following his advice. And this was what I said publicly. After Don Lewis disappeared in 1997, I did everything I possibly could to assist Detectives Fernandez and Lingo, including interviews, unfettered access to the Big Cat Rescue property, and a significant amount of continuing correspondence. In addition, I offered a $100,000 reward and made other efforts on my own to learn what had happened to Dawn. There is no one who has more to gain from solving the mystery of Dawn's disappearance than I do, because it would clear my name and stop the idiotic rumors. There is nothing that I know that is not either in the sheriff's files or in the diary I have published at SaveTheCats.org, and no way I am going to have a clearer memory or anything to add 24 years later. The idea that our septic tanks would be dug up at enormous taxpayer expense and disruption to the sanctuary operations 24 years later due to totally baseless rumors spread only to discredit me is ridiculous. And it would prove nothing because the accusers will still keep accusing. I think it is unfortunate that resources are being spent even talking about this because it diverts them from efforts that could be productive. Detective Garcia is correct that he has inquired about interviewing me. I have referred him to my attorney, whose advice I need to respect. I was startled in the recent series to see a document from Homeland Security which appears to conclude definitively that Don is alive in Costa Rica. I am disappointed that I was never made aware of this. I hope it is true. Not in the response, but today I tried to email the FBI for a FOIA copy, and their email bounced, so I'm snail mailing this to the FBI. Attention FOIA PA request, Record Information Dissemination Section, 170 Marcel Avenue, Winchester, VA 22602-4843. And it said I could email the PDF, which I did, to FOIA, F-O-I-P-A-R, what? To FOIPAREQUEST@ic.fbi.gov. In Tiger King 2, they showed the special agent in charge at the FBI, New Orleans, in this Homeland Security document states, quote, Don Lewis is currently alive and well in Costa Rica, unquote. This was reported to Jorge Fernandez of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office by the SAC at the FBI, according to this letter. While they have purposely redacted the SAC's name and date, I do know that there wasn't a Homeland Security until November 2002, which was 5 years after Don Lewis left home in Tampa, Florida. Can I get a copy of this directly from you so that I know if it is authentic? Can I get an unredacted copy that shows the date as well? Your email bounced, so that's why I'm sending this via snail mail. Thank you for your time. Of course, I've gotten nothing back, and that's now been 2 years ago. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.